Zlurpcast!
$5 foot long. We got 5 here this time again. It almost seems like it's a thing we do when we don't know what to talk about. So we bring in a subject matter expert, a SME with a SMAT, if you will, because we're out. Like, I'm just waiting for April when we get to redo the rankings. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even have any juice left in the sack at this point. So I'm thankful that Ryan is here. He's listed under Megan, but we know him only as Ryan. And without him, I don't know what this show would be today. So we have Mike, we have Biran, we have Brian Mitchell, also known as Xtreme, X-Treme. Seen that a lot of businesses call themselves Extreme something. It's like he did
Extreme plumbing, Xtreme.
Yeah, right. It's like he did it first. XFL did it before that. So it's a long line of stealing.
X-Men.
X people, honestly. But, we covered a lot. And sometimes we have to reach outside of our scope and look to a game that has been played by someone else, but also with one of us. So, Biran, you played, or is it Mike? Who played with Ryan recently? Godtear.
I did.
I just watched.
So, Biran watched through the blinds. And Mike, did you not feel comfortable covering this game on your own?
I wasn't asked. But it's good to have Ryan here because...
Oh, well, shit. Listen, we got an internal problem with the too many cooks.
Well, Ryan is better at this game than I am, so...
I don't know if that's true.
You've got a higher win record, that's for sure, so...
Well, and wins mean everything in tabletop gaming, obviously. So we're going to talk about Godtear. Now, Biran first told me Godtear, T-I-E-R. And I said,
No,
well,
it's tier like cry, not tier as in list.
Well, our coverage will be at Godtear level of
Right.
God
What
tier.
tier are these Godtear?
Yes, we are currently Zlurpcast. We're almost hitting 250 subs, which we were at 220 10 years ago. So that's pretty great. We're at Godtear level of what we do, T-I-E-R. But we're covering Godtear the game. Ryan, before we start, no spoilers. Do any gods actually cry in this game?
I
saw
don't
Mike's gods cry a couple times. When they
Oh, yeah.
I don't think, are they actually gods or are they demigods trying to be gods?
That's a better answer. The correct
Yeah.
answer is
I think there's like a plot behind it, like some lore.
yeah, and I also thought there was only one god, I was told. So.
I think the god died and turned into stone.
Jeez,
Yeah.
shut it down. Biran, shut it down.
did his tears form the demigods when he died?
No, I don't think so. I think they're trying to eat his tears.
Yeah.
I think.
So this game is a game in a box. It is a self-contained tabletop miniatures game or board game. Let's start there. What is it, Ryan?
I think it is a I feel like it's more of a miniatures game than a board game.
I
Oh,
feel
really?
the opposite
I feel the opposite, too. I would say it's a board game with
with miniatures.
miniatures, because you could have chits, and it would play the same.
Shits?
I
Chip.
did see there's a neoprene mat available, so that's always a big plus.
When neoprene mats get released, does that make it lean towards miniature game category then?
No, it makes it lean towards quality game.
Yes.
So tell me about this game, Ryan. Are there factions? Is it, I think it's on a hex board. Give me the overall scope of this.
So it is on a hex board as God intended. And there aren't any factions. It's one of the games that your judgments or your monster apocalypses. And I guess those would probably be the closest thing I'd compare them to. So you could take, whatever you want, but there are 4, did you call them classes, Mike?
Yeah, classes.
Yeah, there are 4 classes of characters, and they're color coded to, that's red, yellow, blue, and green. And the reds are slayers, and they're better at killing other they're called champions. They're big models that are champions, and they're little models that are followers. They're better at killing champions, and they get a bonus for killing champions. The yellow ones are called maelstroms, which is a little fancy for this game. And they're better at killing followers, and they get a bonus for killing followers. Then there are the blue ones are the guardians, or what are they called?
Guardians.
And they get a bonus for having a flag, a banner down at the end of the round. They get an extra bonus for that. And then there are the shapers, who are green, who get a bonus for planting a banner. And you can mix and match.
Neither of you played green in the game I watched, right?
Right.
Correct. Yeah, neither of us played green, and it feels like, and Mike, jump in if you think I'm off base with this. It feels like you generally want something fairly balanced.
Yeah.
There are characters that don't really have many offensive capabilities, but they're good at like manipulating the board state, so they can either move you have a hex-based board, a hex-based grid, and then on that you have sort of terrain tokens. They're hexes that are the objective hexes, and that's where you can plant your banners. They're impassable to almost all of the followers, so you can kind of barricade guys, and it can split the board up like that. But so some characters can actually move those hexes. They can also push other followers. They can push other champions, and so most of the time you want something like that can do something like that. Move guys around. You always want something that can kill things. And then after that, it's kind of whatever you want to do.
The dynamic I liked was, like you said, the scenery hexes that go on top that only champions and some followers can go on, and the fact that expands as the game goes on. You get to put new ones down, right?
Yeah, I think all of them, all the scenarios.
There's one that takes them away. They go away.
Oh, is that the last one?
It's one of them. I forgot which one, but yeah. It starts with a bunch and then it goes away.
And your banner can only go down on one of those.
Yeah.
Scenery tokens.
Yeah.
How are the models for this game?
I think the models are great.
Yeah, they're great.
Song of Ice and Fire level, I would say, maybe.
Yeah. They're plastic, like a softer plastic, like Ice and Fire.
But good soft.
Yeah.
It's such a weird.
Good. Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
It's the kind of plastic that if you drop it, it's not going to break.
Yeah.
But your spears will still be straight, unless you.
But not narrow.
Like, it's funny because that category of whatever,
Board game plastic.
Yeah, it's like there's Dungeon Saga, which looks like gum chewed up.
Limboing zombies.
Right. I think Ice and Fire is really good. So if to me, and the new Descent ones are really good.
Yep.
Like that's
even the old Descent ones I thought were
the old ones were good too. Yeah, some of those some of them had to be the hot water thing, because they had the bases molded in that were a little warpy. But I'm guessing it's at that level now, the top Godtear level of board game plastic.
Yeah,
right?
I would say so.
Well, Steamforge have done a good job, and they've gotten really good at that kind of plastic.
Guild Ball
they started with Guild Ball.
Yeah, those are really good too.
Yeah.
They started with Guild Ball. There's stuff that they did for so the Dark Souls board game looked really solid. The stuff they did for the Horizon board game was especially like the robotic creatures were like really incredible looking.
Yeah, component quality is very high, I would say.
Yeah, and these, it helps that these are like also a bigger scale.
Yeah.
So it's easier to cram in detail and for the model to hold it. But yeah, they look great. And it's like $30 for a team.
What's more likely, a painted Godtear team or a painted Song of Ice and Fire team?
You wouldn't paint either of them because they're color coded.
Yeah.
That's a trick question.
Why are they teams?
So when you buy, if you buy the core box, there's two different core boxes, and one of them has two of the colors, the other one has the other two colors. When you take a champion, you automatically take its unit of followers with it. And sometimes that's like one guy just has one giant follower. Mike had some unicorn centaur lady who had two bigger centaur followers. And then some of them have like 6 little guys. So when you buy an expansion, it's the champion and their followers. So it's anywhere from 2 to 7 models.
So you don't have to
Plus
worry
the
about
cards.
the perfect list because essentially it is like a set team.
But no, you have
You take 3 of those.
3 teams. So it doesn't.
Oh, 3 teams.
Yeah,
You take three of those
Yeah.
to make your war band or whatever they call it.
Okay, so there's still some what's the word, meta.
some
list-
synergies to look at.
If somebody played this game, if people play this game seriously, I think that it is a very high skill cap.
Yeah.
Like people who are like serious, it's like Monster Apocalypse. People who are serious about Godtear would absolutely wipe the floor with
Yes.
us.
So what you're
Oh, yeah.
saying is this is a game one gets into.
You could, yeah. When Mike and I
You-
play, I
you
just
could?
pick my team at random.
You could? You said you could. You?
Me personally,
Did you get into this game? You personally?
not like that. No,
No.
He bought everything.
I
well,
own almost
yeah.
everything.
I mean, you said high skill cap. That's
Right.
not us.
No.
No,
Like I could see a
I mean-
Tony being really good at this game, probably.
Tony
yeah,
would destroy
Tony would
all
wipe
of
the
us.
floor with us. Yeah.
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 Has he played with you guys yet?
No.
Tony's still in lockdown because he started COVID and when he's in China.
Oh, he did it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was patient.
He was
zero.
there. That's all I'm saying.
I saw a meme online that Tony did Wuhan or something. There was like, a whole set of things, a folded dollar bill, puts it all together. So getting into this game, when I would get into this game, should I buy the box set? Can I just start with a couple of teams?
Well, the box set gives you tokens and dice. It has custom dice. It gives you, because there are also like condition tokens.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the board too. You
Uh,
need the box for
You need the board. Yeah.
You get a board, yeah. The boards are 2-sided.
So
And it's the same
basically,
hex, it's
so
just
you
different.
need it.
jewelry. What's that?
if you got a starter set and another expansion faction, you're good to go. So that the starter set comes with 2 teams or 2 champions and their followers, and then you get another expansion set that's got another champion and his followers, and that's all you really need.
So the starter is really just a demo game level thing.
Well,
If you're playing with 2 people, yes.
yeah.
Can you play more than 2?
I don't
yeah,
think
like-
so.
Yeah,
Can you?
usually you play 3.
Oh, no, players.
Oh, 2 players. No, it's a 2-player game. Yeah.
Yes, 2-player game.
Oh, sorry. That's what I was getting into. Sorry. Yeah, it is a straight up one-on-one, essentially battle game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Think a little Shadespire-esque, maybe a little similar with that.
Yeah, I can see it.
Are you choosing cards that go with those, or they come
No.
set? Okay.
You don't need, they just have
unit
stat
cards.
cards with their abilities on them.
Shadespire is like half a card game. Essentially.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, this
It's
is the cards are
basically a
just
card
the
game
unit
with
cards,
miniatures.
right?
Yeah, it's kind of I probably close. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a full-on card game with miniatures because there's just, I don't know. You could put the best cards, but there's still some fucked up shit that happens because of all those dice. You chuck in lots of dice. But this one sounds like once you build your warband
Yeah.
Sure.
army,
Yeah.
team of teams, if you will, that's kind of what you got. Do you have one sort of leader, even though you have leader and their followers, or no?
Nope.
No.
Can you play the same against another person? Same stuff.
This is America. You can
Yeah.
I'm just, hey, listen, someone's got to be, the clone.
Oh, was it Judgment that you couldn't do that?
Well, Judgment you could, but a lot of times you had the drafts,
Yeah.
or and you could theoretically do that with this game too.
Yeah,
So
So
drafting in this game.
you could.
no, but you could.
Oh.
We
I
always
think if,
play.
I think if
so
we had better
if-
knowledge of the forces, it would be fun. But I
Yeah.
think I like how you guys draft. 1, 2, 3. Here's my guys.
Yeah, I go through the guys that I haven't used
Yeah,
yet,
that's
and
that's what
I
we've
pick
been
those
doing.
guys, and I'll roll off if I have like 2 of the same color that I haven't used yet.
Yeah.
even if they're not optimal for your list, Ryan? I don't understand.
Dude, I have no idea what's optimal.
I don't think that response is optimal.
It is
That,
not.
you know what? That response is laser guided precision.
But inoptimal is the result, though. Unoptimal, inoptimal.
I have no idea.
I don't either.
Not an optimal
And you can
response.
play
either.
the game in an hour, right, guys?
Oh, according to the instructions, you can. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Mike could play any game in an hour or less.
Yeah.
He doesn't even look half the time. He just fucking does that and rolls sixes or whatever.
How long did our game go the other day?
It was about 2.5.
It was about 2 hours.
But you didn't know
And that
all
was
the
our
rules,
longest one.
right?
Because it
You
went all the
still-
way to turn 5.
You were
Yeah.
referencing rules probably during that game, though.
We were reading the cards a lot because, again, we don't have all the abilities memorized. And
And
Yeah.
also, we use these things for the first time.
yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of funny. Like when you look at games, you know, most of us, I think all of us like when stats are on cards. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
All
Yeah.
5 of us?
Yeah.
We all seem to like that, but we always spend a shit ton of time reading those cards a lot. And it's
Getting our
supposed to
glasses
be,
on.
well, it's supposed to be like, you know it and it's a reference, but we always have to read it all the way. Is that because we don't just buy one thing and forget it? Like, or one thing and say, this is what I got. I'm going to memorize it, play it optimally. We buy a lot of stuff and we cycle through. It's probably what happens.
That, and if I was like 18, I could do that. But now, fuck no.
Man, I'm dreaming about you at 18 right now.
Uh-huh. I'll send you photos.
Is that like 73?
Yeah, me and
Zeppelin
how
just-
we were hanging out, listening to Kiss.
Zeppelin just hitting their stride. I love it.
Yeah.
Great era.
The art I really like. The art style I think is really
Yeah.
good.
So it's not board. What does Todd call it? Board game art or something?
Kickstarter art.
Kickstarter art.
Kickstarter art.
Kickstarter art.
No, they have pretty good artists over there.
Yeah. Stylized, but still evocative.
So I pulled up the Adepticon event list, and it looks like they have a lot of demos and open play, and there's a campaign play. But then there's also the Godtear tournament, but it's marked as Godtear tournament casual. So are they trying to force this game to be casual, even though it really sounds like a game where if you got into it, you're taking it super seriously?
Yeah, I don't see this as like if you're doing competitive, I don't see it as casual.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a casual game for competition, but I know that they, when they drowned Guild Ball in the bathtub, part of their problem was that they had like created this monster of a scene where it's so hyper competitive that like it just, you know, blotted out the sun, and you couldn't get into that game a couple of years into it.
Yeah.
I see if Godtear got as big as Guild Ball was for a little while there, it would be the same way.
It would be exactly the same, yes.
Are you saying the
Crush it.
casual verbiage is being kind of like forced upon them to kind of like curate a better, I don't know, audience?
I think that's what it is. They're trying to will a
healthy
less
community.
competitive scene into existence, you know, through the power of positive thinking.
I know. I
You
think
better
Marvel's trying to do it. Marvel Crisis Protocol is trying to do that, and that's not working either.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
another game where it's just like people who are good at that game are going to eat your lunch every single time.
Yeah, it's they still have press gangers or whatever? Or no?
That was Privateer.
That's Privateer, yeah.
Oh,
And
private.
they abandoned that program. It was like the
What-
best volunteer program in miniatures gaming, and then they abandoned it.
Was it a case where someone raised a fuss about how they're not being paid and they're functionally employees, and
I heard it was
fuck it,
slavery.
no one gets it then.
No, it's
Yeah.
slavery, I heard.
Yeah.
It was the Magic Judge thing, and then all the other companies that were doing player-based things like that got scared.
And the magic was a little sprinkle of pedophilia on top too, I think.
They are Magic players.
Yeah.
Sprinkle of Pedophilia is a new band, though. It's nice. I like that.
I do think that Marvel Crisis Protocol could lean towards casual if they change some things a lot easier than Godtear can. Godtear sounds like it's pretty locked in with the grid and the select amount of
Godtear seems like there's an
models and
optimal
stuff.
way to play.
Yeah, I'm really interested in this game on a casual level, but I could see if I went anywhere like outside of my comfortable group, it would be a nightmare.
You think if Alex got into it, he would crush you mercilessly?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I look at this game and I'm like, wow, my brain doesn't work well enough for this game.
Is it like because the fact that it's on hexes, shouldn't it feel like it's less of problematic than the other competitive like War Machine, Guild Ball, those kind of things?
Well, you can't fuck around with movement at least.
Yeah.
That's the movement shenanigans and surprise, you're a fraction of an inch short on the charge you couldn't pre-measure. I guess your guy's swinging in the breeze.
Or you're measuring ass to mouth on your guys.
Yeah. So let me back up for a second and sort of explain how the structure of a game of Godtear works. Because I think it's the structure that really sort of could foster, the kind of win at all costs mentality. So you have two phases. You have what's called a plot phase and then a clash phase. And then your dudes, you have all your cards in front of you and they have a plot phase side, and then they flip them when they're done to show they're done in the plot phase. And then they have the clash phase side. And like most you can only plant a banner during the plot phase. And you want to plant as many banners as you can generally. The only characters that can attack during the plot phase are the goblins, right, Mike?
As far as I can remember, yeah.
And then those guys that I had the other day can do that ambush attack.
Yeah.
But for the most part, the plot phase, you're kind of buffing your guys. You're debuffing the enemy. You're planting banners. You're setting up to attack. There could be some movement shenanigans. But what happens is the first player will move all of their stuff. You take 2 actions, right? You can move. You have like 3 things on your card, 2 or 3 things on your card that you can do. Every unit has a passive ability that just happens. And then the champions have a once per game sort of super ability that the one I had the other day was my guy could move 2 hexes and then do 2 wounds to something that was within his range, right? That once per game, he can do that. Then what happens is when both players are done, you start alternating in the clash phase. So like I'll activate a unit and do something. You do 2 things, then Mike does it, and then you go back and forth like that.
Yeah.
And that's really, I think, where, coming up with an optimal agenda would start coming into play, because the 2 phases are very different. And you absolutely can min-max your activations in both of those phases.
Yeah, it sounds like, gameplay wise, I like how it's laid out, but like you guys were saying earlier, sort of that competitive nature of this. And is this a game where, Ryan, would you not want to play against randos out there?
I don't want to play against randos in any game.
I
definitely, this would be if I had to make a list.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for.
Yeah, if I had to make a list of games that I would that would be willing to play with randos, this would probably be down lower on the list.
Okay. When you guys were playing it at Grognard, was there any kind of like, ooh, what's that?
No,
I don't think so. And we've played it a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody's come over and.
Just Giuseppe.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Giuseppe.
Is he cool?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Giuseppe rules.
He's assistant manager.
He is assistant.
I only knew him when he was a regular employee.
Right. He's been elevated. He's earned it.
Yeah, he's moved up.
That's great. I mean, you guys haven't there, but
No, we're just sliding down.
I heard you're
back half of our lives.
Yeah, you don't even get like your own table anymore. It's pretty funny.
We got kicked out of Thursday, and now Wednesday's getting crowded.
Yeah.
I think there aren't actually any days for you anymore.
No.
I think you're just
Not
you
until
have
they
Until they
expand.
expand. Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe donate for your own table.
We'll just throw our store credit into it, so
Yeah.
Do you have
They
enough
can
store
use it,
credit?
but if we show up, everyone's got a vamoose off.
Can you use store credit to have Julio make your own table there?
I don't think the exchange rate is very good.
I
No.
want to see your gaming club name like painted on a table.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Welcome to the hate crime table.
Why is it hate crime?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Because it's
Listeners
friendly.
a lot of people are wondering, Biran, that are watching right now.
People are asking.
Yes.
Do the initials spell out something? What is it like? bunch of
Fudge.
K-
Fudge, like that yogurt. There's a Greek yogurt.
Oh, I thought it was like a
Fudge.
bunch of K's in the name. A Faj, that is
Faj.
yogurt. So
Mhm.
you guys are all fans. At this point, how much stuff is out there for this game?
2 starter sets and roughly 4 to 5 expansions per category.
For color.
Yeah, per color.
It looked like
happens
there
when you
was a bundle option on the website. They're sold out, but it looked like you got everything for $350, like all the
Oh, wow.
miniatures.
All in pledge.
I think it actually was their all-in pledge from the Kickstarter.
What happens when you run out of colors?
What do you mean?
Exactly. That's the right answer.
Yeah.
You can't run out of colors.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Extreme
That
was
was also
wondering.
laser precision.
Yeah, Extreme was wondering if there's an option for no colors,
Is there a colorblind option?
like
Yeah.
just grays for everybody.
Well, the blue kind of looks a bluish gray.
It is kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Space, it looks Fenrisian gray.
So
I mean,
what
I
did-
know you guys aren't because they're color coded, but are people painting these?
Yeah, I've seen some on some of the Reddit groups.
Facebook, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
What is
Yeah,
the
They're nice, but then you lose the color aspect, and then
Are you
you gotta
saying
take care
that
of 'em.
like because of the color coding, game wise, is it just a lot easier to have that out there? Like just straight up blue versus red, you know?
You don't have to think about it as much.
Yeah.
Like you can, but it's easier to be like, oh, that guy is blue, so he gets the extra point. Or the banner is blue, so he gets the extra point at the end of the
Yeah.
game.
It's weird. It almost seems like man, that's a tough one because
Painting
so many
screws up the game.
well, yeah, I mean, these amazing looking miniatures coming out with these board games that are like that miniature game / board game. They're at that level, God tier level, if you will, TIER. But then in this case, it does actually fuck with the smoothness of the gameplay by having painted ones out there, I would imagine.
Unless you leave the base color coded. Yeah.
Or you could just play it a lot and be good at it.
Yeah. Yeah. You just know that. Yeah. That one's green. So.
What if that's not an option to play it a lot and be good at it?
And you leave them unpainted.
Okay,
Yeah.
just check.
It's a
Just check.
courtesy for new players to leave them on.
Because when they're packaged too, the expansions come in these wonderful boxes that stack really nice, but they take up just a shit ton of space. And so we just put all ours in Ziploc bags, but you can't do that with painted miniatures.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
don't know.
you
I've seen how you store your Blood Bowl teams.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. My dead zone in a.
I mean, when things are plastic, you can get away with a lot of shit. Just saying.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
What were you going to say, Brian?
I was going to ask about the like average range for attacks.
Most attacks are,
Hex to
basic.
hex. Yeah.
I think the farthest one is 3 hexes.
Yeah. Unless what's her name?
Your dwarf
The
could
archer.
shoot, right? Your dwarf has a gun.
Yeah. The elf with the bow, I forgot her name. She might have one that's 4 or specialist 4, but most of them it's 3 or less, but range is fairly rare.
And the board's
Is
not
the-
that big, but movement's not incredible easy. Like you don't
Yeah,
have guys going all
movement's
the way
like 2
across the board.
hexes,
Yeah.
3 hexes.
Is the terrains different heights, or I know you said it was kind of impassable, but can you shoot through it or attack?
Oh
it?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
There is no line of sight in this game, which is
Yeah.
awesome. Doesn't matter what's in between you and something else. As long as it's within 2 hexes. Most of these ranged attacks or abilities are like 2 hexes.
Yeah.
As long as it's within range, you can do it. You don't need to worry about it.
wait, you're allowed to count hexes?
Yeah.
I would say
No
you're not-
pre-counting.
I would say you're like no pre-measuring, no pre-counting. And you're gonna say, okay, and then I look at you and you're like,
Got my arm
I'm
up.
like,
My
yeah,
arm
like
is
that.
3 hexes.
Right. You have to do it in such a way where I don't know you're doing it. You got to be like, no, I still know because you stared at one spot for too long. That's my own house rule, but I'm not playing it yet. I'm just saying. What's the deal? You mentioned terrain. What is it like? Stackable hexes or something?
No, they're literally just a hex
with a different
token
design on it.
that's the same size as the hex on the board, and it looks like lava or rubble or rubbly lava, and it's just so you know,
this hex can have a banner on it, and only certain people can go in it.
Yeah.
It should be 3-dimensional, though, correct?
No, because then you
Can't
could
walk
stack. You'd have a lot of wobbly model syndrome if it was.
It is technically 3-dimensional.
Technically, yes. It is.
The thick of the cardboard, yeah.
Yes,
It does count.
but the cardboard counters and everything are well made. They seem pretty good.
Yeah.
They probably
The
sell
art on them looks
overpriced.
good.
They sell overpriced plastic ones too, though.
Oh, I bet they.
No. I don't think they do.
I don't think
No?
they do, to be honest with you.
I'm surprised.
If it gets big enough, they will.
Like $50 for a bag of that shit
I suspect they're mostly done with this game, though.
already.
If here's
I
the
just
game,
heard
it's
about it.
done.
I just heard about it today.
It was the giveaway to Adepticon the last time Adepticon was out. So when was that? 2
2019.
years ago?
2019.
2019? Shit. So 3 years ago? So
You're
it's been
saying
out
God-
for at least.
Are you
But
saying
you know
that
what?
God-
They keep steadily releasing stuff.
Well, I mean, they've had the Centaur and then the big orc dude.
But is this stuff they announced when they first did it that they were going to eventually do, or are they coming up with new stuff?
I
No,
don't
they
know.
still keep coming up with new stuff.
Mike, are you saying that Godtear died from COVID or with COVID?
It had comorbidities. is what
I
I'm
think
saying.
they're just putting their resources. Again, I have no inside information, but on other games, I think they just put this out there, which I'm fine with. Don't get me wrong. So
They have started making a lot more games than they were before. A lot of card games and a lot of board games. So
Yeah.
A lot of
I think they're
license.
Yeah.
And I guess it's good to not put all your eggs in one game basket.
Are they going to maybe do a Mars Attacks based on the trading cards game?
That's a good idea.
yeah.
I bet they could get a deal on Stompy Walkers.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I have one that's still up my butt. If anybody wants it, that's just where I kept it. It was too big to put on the shelf.
Are you carrying it across the border?
I can't say, but yeah. Is this game readily available at most game stores?
You can buy it at Grognard's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't go there.
I'm just saying, if Grognard carries it, then it's
Grognard
likely that
carries
other people-
everything because some people tell the owner, "Hey, if you get this, I'll play it." They never do. But
No,
they
you don't tell the
me.
owner. You tell Leif.
Yeah, I tell Leif.
Don't tell the owner shit.
Yeah, that's true. No, I just wonder if it's something that Mike was alluding to. It's sort of in that I don't want to say life support.
Steamforge is a known commodity, so maybe some game stores picked it up.
Yeah.
But I only go to Grognard's because I'm a loyalist, so I don't know.
And the internet. You go to the internet as well.
Internet. It's on Miniature Market. I know that.
That's not
What
local
is
to you.
It is not listed on the Grognard's website.
Ooh.
Really? 'Cause they got 2 starter sets and a bunch of.
I have a ton of it.
Yeah, they really do. They got a. Huh.
Oh, you can search for it. It's just not listed under their.
Right. It's not big enough to get its own category.
Yeah.
I think the things that get their own category is like 40K in Magic.
Yeah,
that's pretty much
that's
it.
all Todd cares about. Everything else can eat a dick for as far as he's
Oh,
concerned.
these Grim Gut guys look like they're right up Mike's alley.
Oh yeah. I still haven't played with them though.
I did like the dwarf with the clockwork birds.
Yeah.
That guy seemed fun.
Yeah, that guy's awesome.
The fact that this game was given away to Adepticon, is that bad? That it makes it like a
Well,
toss-in kind of game?
No, that's how they
Well, let's
promote
look at
it.
the past.
Fire
Song of
was
Ice,
that.
Ice and Fire was given away, and that's
No, that's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
the
again,
one
that
they
other
brought.
game they gave away that just fucking died. What was the year before? It was Cool
Was that
Meter or
Rune
Not.
Wars?
What was
Is
it?
that Rune Wars or something?
Rune Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rune Wars.
Yeah.
Where
I
the
think,
sculpts were actually pretty cool. Like the undead looked really neat.
I think Ryan and Jameson were the only 2 people who actually played it.
Yeah.
That game was awesome.
in the world.
Yes.
Yeah, it's possible. I think, wasn't it that the game, they had to cancel it, or they did that and then they lost the GW license? I think,
GW
because they
license,
did
yeah.
that.
I don't know if that's cause and effect or coincidence or.
I heard it somewhere. I don't know if it's true, but I want to believe it's true. So I'm going to say it is.
It's confirmed.
Where's this game going to fall in your rotation of games, Ryan and Mike?
We play it pretty often.
Yeah.
Sundays
We
at
kind of go
Grognard.
back and forth
It's a
between
good
this and Ice and
Sunday
Fire.
game, so.
Yeah.
Do you play it because it's like the hipster game if no one else is into it?
I mean, you could say that about a lot of the games that we
Yeah.
own.
But
Because
I mean, I like it because I can, the night before I can read, some card stats and say, okay, yeah. And then there's not a lot of setup, not a lot of army building. And then when you're done, you box it up and you're done. So
Easy to pack up,
Yeah.
or unpack, play, pack up.
Yeah.
It always happens, right? But when you play at game stores, you always have to keep an eye on the clock and this and that. And do I start
You
putting
had
shit
cargo
away?
pants, you could carry 2 full armies with you in your cargo.
Oh, yeah.
pants.
That's
What
true.
about cargo shorts?
Yes.
if they go past the knee, then yeah.
Right.
What
Well,
about
I have
cargo
to, as a
pants?
Mormon, for modesty, cover my knee.
Yeah. What about like Biran has cargo pants that turn in to cargo shorts for like a smaller game?
Yep.
He's like, are we playing full or half? Because I got to know how to separate my pants.
Knee down, I have no pockets though. So
Knee down?
knee down, no pockets.
Why don't you make some? Convert.
I could.
Are they women's pants or something?
Yeah, you should have like a knife pocket down there or something.
Yeah. Well, my concealed carry pants have all sorts of hidden pockets on
Yeah. To conceal.
Mhm.
There's no
And
point. You
carry.
can't conceal. You're just carrying.
So what's next for this game? I mean, it's Mike was mentioning it was sort of in that doesn't feel like it's fully supported, but you guys have any insight at all to?
None whatsoever. But I mean, they're coming out with a new guy. We'll get them, and then. we'll
Are
see
you
how that
buying
goes.
everything at this point? Is that?
I think we have everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, like, if they never released another thing again, there's like so much stuff, like so many
Yeah.
potential combinations.
Yeah. This
That the
game's
way
really
we
big on
play,
synergies. So
we don't focus on that at all. It's literally
No.
like I haven't used these guys.
yeah.
What am I going to do with this guy on this exact turn? What
Every
if there's
time
right
I'm
here?
like, I have a plan, you end up killing the guy that can do it or do something that thwarts it. So
Yeah, there's a lot of that to the game.
yeah.
Is this Godtear, the Borderlands box set, starter set? Is that what this is?
There is one, yeah.
Yeah.
It's $35 on Amazon. That is cheap as hell.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
a good
cheap as
deal.
hell.
Amazon
That's-
also, there are some people that had like, you can get 5 factions for like $100, which is really good.
I'm just saying from if someone's watching this and they just
Yeah.
wanted to give it a try. I mean, this is for the whole box set. It's less than one Games Workshop model.
Yeah.
You know?
It's true.
Yeah. The box set comes
One-
with all the tokens, the rules, the board, and 2 champions and their followers. So
You
It
can
also
either have
comes
that
with,
box or 1 Primaris Lieutenant.
yeah.
There is a
They-
box that says enter your child's birth date for age-based recommendations and more. Just so you know when it comes up.
that's a little weird.
Is God's
there-
not
There
for
is
the
a
kids?
campaign in the game, but I never read the rules for it.
No, me neither.
And it comes with like a bunch of cards that you like to use. There's like a deck for it, but yeah, I've never
Yeah.
looked at it.
It is a war band, by the way. I was correct.
Sure.
Is it true no assembly required?
Yes.
Yes.
The board it comes automatically like where everything is?
There are 8 scenarios, and they're all just kind of variations of a theme of you've got the board, X number of the objective hexes in a different patterns, and sometimes they move, sometimes you add one, sometimes you subtract one. But like Ryan was saying on Sunday, one of the benefits is none of the scenarios feel overpowered or unbalanced. It's just kind of variations on a theme. And all the scenario, but they're different enough so they feel like a different game.
Okay.
So
And it's also nice that again, they're all easy to set up,
yeah,
but there's no like goofy deployment zones. Like whenever we play like Kill Team or something.
Well, we
or
just
even
started
Ice
off the
and
really
Fire
bad.
has that where there's
Yeah.
like just stupid deployments, and it's like I'm not spending time setting this up. This is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
yeah, it's just back row of hexes or maybe 2 rows of hexes, and that's it. So
Would
What
you
we
say
didn't
this-
talk about, Mike,
what?
that I think also
Sorry?
going back to how competitive the game could potentially be is the battle ladder. We didn't talk about the battle ladder.
Yeah, yeah,
So when you score, so the way the game works is each round there's a round token with round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, round 5. And the person who wins the round gets that token, and the number on the other side is how many points you get. And it's the first person to 5 points wins. Round 1 is worth 1 point, 2 is worth 2 points, 3 is worth 3 points, but then 4 is worth 2 and 5 is worth 1. And what happens is that round token is on a ladder, and as you score points by
Like the
killing
dread
guys,
ball, the
Yeah.
dread ball score. Tree.
yeah. So it goes back and forth, and there was and so what you have to do is you have to sort of be cognizant, because you can be at the end of your ladder. Like on Sunday, I was at the end of my ladder. I couldn't actually score any more points and move the token. And I killed one of Mike's, and you don't kill any, you knock them out. It's like Pokemon. I knocked out one of Mike's champions I wasn't paying attention to my ladder, so I didn't get the extra steps for it.
Are you just
Meanwhile-
stopping him from getting things then at that point?
No, I had nothing to show for it except for when you knock out a champion, you can move them 2 hexes away.
Hmm.
So I got to do that, but as a result, Mike was able to claw his way back and win that round.
yeah.
Whereas if I had waited for Mike to
Get some
get
points.
more points, I could have pushed it all the way back again and won that round.
So in theory, the game can end in round 3.
Yes.
And we have
Sure.
had plenty of games end in round 3.
Yeah.
I know Biran, that appeals to you.
Mhm. I
Get it
could
over
lose by
quickly.
round 3.
Yeah.
Biran, would you ever want to play a game where we just like roll off like one time? Like that's the game.
Yeah.
It's Super Show.
Yeah.
One time though. Takes it
Oh,
off.
just one time. Okay, not repeatedly.
No.
One roll.
All right, I
Like, that's
lost.
it.
Re-rack and start again. We got 80 games in tonight.
No, I would actually wait a week to play again. I need time to think about strategy and
Yeah, you only play one game a night, so
Yeah, that's
well,
true.
because I
next
want to
week.
think about what I did wrong and what I could do better for next time. I found a review online. This person named Kalich said 3 stars, difficult to learn. And there's a part in here about not finding the rules intuitive, having to look up YouTube videos because of that. And says not so great for our large family because it's only a 2-person game.
That's like the Grognar Games 2 stars, too far away from my house.
yeah.
He said, I was surprised as it was a crowdfunded game and has consistently high scores on board game reviews. The box is very heavy. That's a negative. Plain board is huge. And it comes from,
Is this an Amazon review?
it is, yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're the worst.
In the shattered world called the Cradle, players take control of mighty champions as they battle to claim the powerful tears of perished gods. So even with a bad rule, they gave me the setting. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. A bad review, they gave me the setting. I don't think not being players, enough for 6 players is a negative. But if you went in thinking it's a straight up board game, maybe, I don't know. This sounds like this should be marketed as a miniatures game.
Well, I'd say it's an advanced board game.
Like Star Wars Legion.
That's a miniatures game.
That's a miniatures
Yeah.
game.
Blood Bowl's still a board game. I don't
Yeah.
care what anyone says. So
Blood Bowl is a board game. Also, I believe a party game. Like
Yes.
I'll think of funny responses to shit that happens. And
yeah.
vote on it. Okay.
Brian only gets mad when he tries to do something and it doesn't work. Whereas if I go in knowing I'm not going to do anything, I have more fun.
I think Brian Mitchell, just to be clear, scored less points in Blood Bowl this year than Godtear, I think.
Are you saying Brian Mitchell and I are tied in fumble touchdowns this year?
I think it's zeros across the board.
Yeah.
By the way, Ryan, you mentioned points. Is it really points or is it like souls?
I think it's points.
Tiers.
I think it actually points. Yes,
I think it's
that's the
point.
point.
Yeah.
Points? Can't we actually have like tiers, like counters to represent tiers?
Like a little like a gem piece or whatever, and you collect.
I thought we could, like, when you get one, you can put it on your like a sticker under your eye or something.
Or the ones you get
like
in
a prison
when you kill
tattoo?
someone.
Yeah, let's say
Right.
prison tattoo.
I
When
was
you kill
thinking
another inmate, you get a tier or Alderaan.
right, you gain the tiers on there, but then of course the ladder, so you got to keep taking them on and off. You know, it's not going to stay sticky forever. That's a problem.
Are we going to rate this game?
Sure, let's do it now.
Sure, let's do it now.
Yeah, we need to wrap this up.
Yeah,
Mike has to go to the bathroom or catch a train or
Yeah.
both.
or both. I do shit on the train a lot, so
Sometimes in the bathroom.
And sometimes the train shits on you.
exactly.
What do you give it, Mike?
I will give it a
Mike-
4.
Ooh, 4 Zlurpees.
4 Slurpees. I can see how some people wouldn't like it, but I really get into it, and it's one of those games that, like, we didn't play it for a little while, and I was like, I really want to play this, and so yeah. But again, it checks a lot of boxes. It's easy, the movements not finicky. I like the synergies. I like trying to think of good combos and whatnot. I like the fact that I still have pieces I haven't played with, so it's still, everything's fresh and new, and it's reasonably cheap to get into, I think, all things considered.
Looks like it. I mean,
Yeah, no
compared to-
assembly required. Yeah, and I think it's got simple mechanics, but there's a lot of depth to it as well. So
Ryan, your vote will both count and not count at the same time. You're next.
I'm gonna give it. Can I give it a 4.5?
sure.
Halves are okay.
I'll give it a 4.5.
Great score.
Uh,
At this point, I mean, are there any games you'd rank higher than this? Just curious.
did I rank higher than this? I
Like,
would.
is there a game that would get a 5 at this point?
I would give Dead Zone a 5.
Okay.
We
We had a Dead Zone episode a long time ago.
I would give that. There are some games I give a 5.
So this one, 4.5, great score, means whatever you want it to mean. Play it every fucking day if you want to.
You know, it's a game that I wouldn't mind. I would play every day if I could. I mean, probably not realistically, but I wouldn't
Every
mind.
fucking day?
Yeah.
Every fucking day.
Did I say that, or are you saying that?
I said that because it's
Okay, I wasn't sure if I said fucking day.
No, sometimes when you
I don't think
swear,
I
like
swore.
depending on like where it goes and how it sounds, it's funny, you know.
I wouldn't mind playing it every. I love it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, every fucking day. I think Biran probably would play this next.
I would say I'm going to give it a 3.
Yeah.
Middle of the road. Yeah, I'm not smart enough to be good at it, but I wouldn't play Tony, so I wouldn't be the only dummy.
You could go to his house and play with the mask, though, right?
Yeah, double mask, proof of facts.
He lives in the city, doesn't he?
No, he lives in Prospect.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. All
To
right.
be safe, do you think maybe we should put masks on the models too?
Model it on, yeah.
Yeah.
Green
Yeah,
stuff.
I would like something to slip over, you know, nothing fancy, not like a N95 or anything.
No, we'd use the KN95, the duckbill one.
That's right. I would use Mars Attacks helmets actually, because I have them. Xtreme, where are you at with this one?
I'm going to give it a 3.5. I'm really interested in the game and I would definitely play it. My hang-ups are that finding people to play with that I want to play with. And I think that would limit me to not playing. So
That's every game, though, to be fair.
Could you play this solo?
No.
I think Ryan could. I think Brian could, because Brian could.
Oh,
play
yeah.
solo.
I don't know. This game seems kind of rough to play solo.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I'm going to give it a 3. I'm intrigued to learn more, but no purchases will be made as of yet. Middle of the road. Could go up, could go down. Just like a lot of things out there. Ryan, thanks again for joining the show. Follow Zlurpcast on social media. Add Zlurpcast, subscribe, Zlurp on that sub button, Cubs pajamas. And
Where's your lady socks?
I don't need those anymore. That was an
emergency action.
It was a one and done.
One and done.
And I think they don't even fit anymore. I think I've completely fucking stretched it out. Also, Zlurpcast discussion on Facebook, Discord channel. Jump in there. There's some activity going on. And it's been great to talk about a game again and give some reviews. I hope we have more of these coming soon. Anything else, guys? All right. Let's say
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Ryan.
Always a pleasure.
Zlurpcast! Brought to you by Nuffles. Bet you can't just roll a one.